Over 200 Community Futures offices are located throughout Canada and provide small business services to people living in rural and northern communities. In Manitoba, there are 16 regions, 5 of which are located in the north. Community Futures North Central Development serves the North Central region, which consists of 17 communities. Our office is guided by a board of directors comprised of members from each community. So, what exactly do we do? We assist communities with business and community development by offering a variety of supports and resources, such as business loans, training workshops and information sessions, and providing one-on-one support to entrepreneurs. In other words, we are the place to go to when you want to find out how you can start, manage, or grow a business, or get a community project off the ground. Over the next few weeks, you are going to hear us talking about social enterprises. So I want you to get familiar with what a social enterprise is. Basically, it's a business that can be run by an individual, a group of partners, or even a whole community. But rather than its focus being on making a profit, the focus is more on how the business helps the community. Or in other words, what is the social impact of that business? It kind of falls somewhere in between being a non-profit organization and being a for-profit business. So welcome to Business Basics Community Conversations, and let's see if you can get inspired to make a difference in your community.
Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Roy. Before we start, I'd like to do a land acknowledgement and say that we are on Treaty 5 territory, home of the Cree, Dene, Inuit, and Métis people, and we are so grateful for that.
Yes, this is our final show for this series, guys. Thanks for everybody who's watched and entered our little competition and and engaged with us, and all of the entrepreneurs and the artists and the great people that we've had on the show. It's been a lot of fun, and it's not over. We've got a great show for you today.
We do, and I think it's a great one to finish this series with, because we're going to be talking about the arts. And, not just the arts in terms of, what's there for the community, but the actual artists, right? Because artists, that's what they do. A lot of times that's their main livelihood, is creating the art. And they, it's a business for them, but we're going to be having some conversations about some social enterprises that are out there that help artists and also benefit the community.
Absolutely. Well, art always benefits the community. I'm a big supporter of that kind of thing, especially in the day and age of today. Artists and artist groups, I believe, bringing us forward into the new normal, and
Yeah, and
so
you're a musician, and so am I. I'm a pianist.
Yeah.
I taught music. Yeah, I taught piano for many years, like over 30 years, and it was my main business while my children were growing up. Mm-hmm. There's many children that came through our house through my program that I taught called Music for Young Children. And
go.
And you play guitar.
I play guitar and sing and write music and things. So, and now, people are wanting that sort of thing. We got to get it to them virtually. We're doing, a lot of artists out there and groups are doing their best right now to, adapt our way of normally doing things live and just bringing them virtually as much as we can, with as much energy as we normally would live. So our guest, we've got a guest, maybe two, but we do have a very special guest we're bringing on right now. This is Crystal Colt from the Flin Arts Council and the Uptown Emporium. So Crystal's been involved in a whole lot of different artistic stuff through the Flin Arts Council, and she's here with us now. Hello, looking lovely. Hello, Crystal.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Crystal. Thanks so much for being on our show today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Complete.
Good. So, when we were sort of coming up with the idea of who would be on the show for this final session, and the arts came up, and your name came up very much as a central figure in arts for the North. And I'd like you to tell us a little bit about how you came to be in the North, because I know that's not originally where you were from, and also give us a little background on how you are involved in the arts.
Well, my husband and I, we were professional musicians. Mark was the accompanist for the Royal Winnipeg Ballet and Contemporary Dancers in Winnipeg. I was teaching full time. We were a piano duo team. We finished coming back from studying in New York. And as we had this wonderful decade in the arts, as doing what we were doing, you know, hovering around the poverty line. And we had a couple of kids. And at that point, it was okay. So what are we, you know, what's the plan when we get to be where I am now at my age? You know, let's live off the kids, or what are we going to do? And so Mark decided to go back to school and became a lawyer, got a law degree. We somehow managed that. I don't know how we, well, good family coming with buckets of chicken for us for about 4 years. But, and then we were looking for a job, and we saw a job in this place called Flin, Manitoba, which we actually thought was closer to Dauphin when we had no idea. And, but it was for in-house counsel, which was a really kind of nice type of law. My dad had been city solicitor of Winnipeg. And so we started driving north and kept opening up the map until we got to Flon. And when we came here, it was like home of Bobby Clark, and went, okay, that's okay, that's great. And but we are musicians, you know, and a huge passion for dance, all things visual art and performing arts. And little did we know we were landing in this place which was so rich with arts because of the Whitney family and from New York. And when the community got started, they had this desire to build a community with excellence during the Depression, so they could hire anybody in North America. So they would think, well, if I can hire a good tenor, they would get a job in the spot, or a good basketball player or a guitar player. And that's how the community was built. And we didn't know that until we landed here. And so once we got here, and really thinking we were leaving our music behind forever for the love of our family, little did we know that there was this connection with Neil Young, and Neil Young's grandma Jean had accompanied John Vickers, and it's just that kind of community. So as we started to build the arts here, which had been extremely vibrant 25 years earlier, we started to look around in the rest of the province, and we just found this amazing talent everywhere in the north. We found there's Luz Alvarez, who's the amazing opera singer in Thompson. We found another choir in the PA. We found visual artists. And so it really got me thinking, at that point, 25 years ago, the community seemed to be kind of almost competitive in different ways. And I thought that was kind of a little silly, because altogether we don't make, I think, St. Boniface in Winnipeg. So it became my like a mission. Later on, I joined the Arts Council to really support the North art community as a whole. I don't know. Did that answer that?
Yeah, that's great. I love your story. So you are involved with the Flin Flon Arts Council, which is a nonprofit organization, right? And then there is also, oh yeah, so Roy's pulled up kind of that website that shows there's a lot of different art forms that are here. You've got dance, theater, music. Tell me a little bit about your programs.
So we do have all of what you would imagine, the typical arts programs. We support a number of organizations under our umbrella. There, the writers, Norva Center is still, we support the Norva Center, and we're still partners, but they've just become incorporated after 10 years. So we're really excited and proud of them for that. We have the Flin Flon Community Choir that I'll do a little plug for that, because I'm also the director of that. And we kept that name just to see at the end of my life whether the word community can be connected with something sophisticated. So we performed in Carnegie Hall and Lincoln Center, and done original musical theater productions and Broadway productions. There is also pottery. I think I've mentioned the writers. There's also these other organizations, projects that we're working on under the umbrella of a really big dream called the North Central Canada Centre of Art and Environment. We've been working on that for 12 years now. And that is to really, we feel that there's a tremendous connection between art and our environment, built environment, what makes a healthy environment. And I think COVID is the case in point that we are needing this. What would we have done without YouTube or Netflix? You know, and all the Facebook connections and the live streaming, and you know that arts has kept us connected. And I think for the first time, everybody in the world, whether you're in the center of Manhattan or Thompson or Flin Flon or Thunder Bay or Quebec, realize the importance of that. So this Uptown Emporium that I think we're going to be talking about a little bit more is one of those projects, is just to explore how we can support people's environment through arts and culture.
So with the Uptown Emporium, now that is a not-for-profit, but the people that participate are business people, like they're artists that are trying to sell their wares, right?
Yeah, correct. So this is in partnership with our Community Futures Greenstone. They are the ones doing Community Futures Greenstone, the Flin Flon Credit Union, Creative Manitoba helped us with our technology as well. And the hub in terms of just know-how. I'm not a business person by career, but I've always loved that world. And so with the support of all these amazing businesses and organizations, they've helped us start this. Right now it's still a pilot project, I would say, to support micro and small businesses, which we consider artisans in the North to be. And as I was sitting here for the past 25 years, you know, I could see these amazing products being sold, maybe you know, in people's homes, some things maybe brought to our arts and crafts sales in all of our communities. And I just thought, you know, I'm sure there is a larger market. It could be nationally, which we're able to do now, internationally soon, to be able to start to get these amazing products in the North out and seen at least. And so that is absolutely driven by support of business and you know, offshoot is the economy, you know, and we just sort of feel no matter where you are, if you're already an affluent business, a small business person in the artisan, in the maker world, you know, it's always nice to be able to get your products out there even further. And if you're a brand new artisan, well, then, you know, maybe even getting that extra $100 a month, you know, could make a big difference to you in your personal economic, you know.
Sort of traditionally, the place that I've seen people's art is sort of like at Christmas time when, you know, you can go to different craft shows and buy things there. But this is a way that people can buy things anytime. It's not just, you know, at a certain season.
Right. And COVID helped us with that. All of us in the world, I think, helped us with that. It's good. Okay, let's look into this world of online stores. How difficult can it be? and then,
Roy,
you know,
Roy, I just wanted to kind of ask you, because in Churchill, you also have something sort of similar. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. Well, I'm part of the Churchill Creative Collective, and we're a bunch of artists that got together. This started in the spring of 2016, and the collective was just a group of artists, visual artists, and musicians, performers, storytellers, crafters, photographers, and things. And we try to come up with with ideas and programs and events that can keep all us artists busy and also showcasing the northern art. So we've done things like talent shows. We're involved in a whole lot of workshops and doing sort of live streaming events. We're just in the middle of doing a live streaming series. It was called the Churchill Entertainment, the Churchill Variety Show. And it was great. We had some funding through the Safe at Home Manitoba program, so we were able to commission local artwork, so get the local artists working to submit artworks to us to us of all types and give them away as prizes for challenges that would get the community involved in between each show. And then we'd spin the wheel and people would win prizes. And we have interviews with artists and emerging artists that people weren't really aware of before. So, this COVID situation has also enabled us. We've had to work hard to try to bring what we used to do virtually, but also we're able to do things that we weren't doing before, and showcase things like new artists and people that didn't really have much of a platform. Here we are creating this virtual platform now to bring in more people than there probably was before that we could get before. So it's great. So the Churchill Creative Collective, we're just artsy people trying to spread it around. I mean, coincidentally we're also trying to work on a new website that we can have local art for sale. So I might have to touch base with you again, Crystal, and get some ideas and feedback about how you're doing it, because I don't realize that yet. That website looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about sort of learning about what other communities are doing, right? Because we don't have to reinvent necessarily things. We can look at, oh, this is working for them. I wonder if it would work in our community. And I know for Thompson, Andrea Stevens has started the Mall of the Arts. And again, it's that social enterprise in the sense that it's a nonprofit, but it also has a for-profit component in terms of the individual businesses or individual artists that can, it gives them a place to sell some of their art. So, Crystal, any advice that you could give to people that are in other communities, and maybe it's just an artist who's thinking like, hey, I want to get involved with a bigger group, or I want to start something in our community where we can bring artists together. Do you have any advice that you could give?
I think it's just so wonderful to be able to have a chance to talk and connect with each other. The way I met Andrea Stevens was actually from Michelle Schwartz from Look North said, hey, can you connect with Andrea? I think she could really, benefit from that fellowship almost, and I think with technology, we can connect. We really, really can connect, and we should connect. And I think we need it. Like we need, perhaps, I almost wonder, that'd be fun to have another conversation about this, but whether it's almost more important in the North or not, because we are so far away from each other. And sometimes when you're really ambitious within your art and creativity, you need to be able to have that fellowship and the support and different ideas and contacts, and everybody's more than willing to give it. It's just, we're all trying to find the time to do it,
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us this afternoon. And
Sure.
I feel like we could just talk all day, Michelle. This artist, you can't shut us up.
Yeah,
my brain.
Your fault, Michelle.
But what I am thinking is that, if people in communities are interested in starting something up, they can look up your website, the Flin Arts Council, or the Churchill Creative, which will be up and running the website in, a short time, or they can contact our office, and we can maybe link them up to some people that could give help or get that conversation going.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, thank you. And I think we're gonna move on to our prize.
Okay, well, let's say thank you very much, Crystal Colt from the Flin Arts Council, for being on our very last show and very last guest. You're amazing, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon. And keep up everything you're doing.
Thank you for the invite, and it's been so great seeing you both, and all the best.
Okay. Bye, Crystal.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, yes, it is exciting, all this art stuff, because there's so much content going around now and different ways to view it. So hope everyone's getting a bit inspired by this and reaching out to whatever's happening in their community. There's always artists out there trying to entertain you. So be entertained. Go, switch on and support them as well. They've got projects they're trying to get an audience for. So choose something that you want to be, and you'll be their audience. And it's a relationship between the artist and the audience, right?
Yep, exactly.
So yes, we are going to give away our last prize of the series.
Yep.
The Lenovo Smart Tablet. We've given away, this must be the 8th one.
This will actually be the 7th one because we didn't give one
Oh,
away on the
yes.
very first show.
Yep,
So
makes
I
sense.
do have an 8th one that we are going to be giving away later in our next series.
Okay. All right, there's going to be more. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So on the last show, we were asking people to comment on what they might call a thrift store, like in their town, whether there's one there or not. We just had some curly answers, some interesting ones from all around the north. So we've got the wheel up, and here's the people who entered that competition. Let's give the wheel a spin and give away this this smart tablet. Here we go. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be. Let me take a guess. Florence. No, Valerie.
Oh, it's hard to know when it gets to this point.
Here, goes on. Dragged it out. No, it's definitely Valerie.
It is Valerie. Congratulations.
Done, Valerie Gunderson.
Okay,
So,
Valerie.
right. It's always exciting giving away stuff and getting people engaged. So, thanks for being a part of that. Here we go.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess for anything still coming up, we do have some governance training going on. We had a session yesterday, which we had over 20 people participating. So it was really good. It was on board governance basics. And we have the same workshop happening next Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And there is still room if anybody wants to join in. So they can just contact our office and get their name on there. And we're also going to run another series in April. So it'll be the same trainer, Frank Atnikov, and we'll keep people posted on that through having it posted on our Facebook page and on our website as well. Or people can just contact our office for more information.
Okay.
So we've got that coming up, and we're going to take a few weeks off of our series here, and we are planning to come back with some workshops or something else. We're not quite sure yet. We have to put our creative brains together and think about it.
Okay.
And see what it is that, you know, we've talked in the past about what does the community need or want. And so we're looking for our viewers to let us know what would you like to see? What would you like to learn more about in terms of starting a business? Or if you're already in business, you know, maybe you need some help with the bookkeeping, or that's usually a big one, or, you know, tax time is coming around, and we can provide workshops and do seminars or whatever on things like that, or even just one-on-one training.
This is what we've been talking about the entire series, as well as the support that people can get. And here's the example. Here's you know, Community Futures North Central Development saying, you know, we want to help you with whatever that, you know, through these tough times, or make your dream come true as an entrepreneur, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Some help. And here it is. It's like, if you got an idea, just shoot a message through to Michelle in Thompson. And
And, you know, there's other community futures in the north as well. You know, we've got Greenstone, we've got Cedar Lake, we've got Northwest. So depending in which community you live in, I can direct you to the correct community futures for your region as well. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess before we leave, Roy, we're going to kind of end it with our nuggets of wisdom. You'll run through that while we listen to a bit of music, and we'll say goodbye to everyone.
Are you going to cry?
No, not in front of everybody.
Yeah, it's been great series, and yeah, thanks, Michelle, from behalf of everybody in the north. Thank you for doing all this thing, and you're always reaching out to do extra things. So I think it's cool, and it's been heaps of fun. Thanks for having me on board.
It's been great. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.